I think many people have a problem with. Is there like you've seen that it's become like a partisan issue as opposed to just, and how can we like, I guess, from your point of view, is this something that you feel needs to kind of be remarketed and kind of rebranded a little bit?
Yes. My vision. So my vision for the world is that we integrate sustainable practices into everyday business, because sustainable practices means the business is eliminating waste from their supply chains. A really quick example before I get into the real answer of your question, like maybe 15 years ago, 10 years ago, In-N-Out Burger used to serve everything in a disposable container, ate it in the restaurant or took it to go. They put it in that little folding cardboard, paperboard thing. And then like 10, 15 years ago, they started using those reusable plastic trays. And I guarantee you, they're very conservative. If the government says to do it, they try to do the opposite. But I guarantee you, they crunch the numbers and they're like, we're spending $1 zillion buying trays that people use for 10 minutes and they throw it in the trash. The trays are bulky, so we're spending zillions of dollars on extra trash service because we're throwing them away. And we're spending $1 zillion having our employees have to physically pop these things open just to be used for 10 minutes. So I guarantee you somebody sat there and crunched the numbers and said, we're going to use these reusable trays. We're going to save a ton of time buying inventory. We're going to save a ton of time a ton of money on trash. We're going to save money on this and that and everything. And they're also, they're saving money on the bottom line, but they're also doing the right thing for the environment. So that's what I have to say about that, right? But they're not going to advertise it because it's like, for whatever reason, we've made like environmentally friendly is like bad. We've made this perception that it's bad for business or something, but the biggest issue I have...
That's going to cost money. I think that's kind of the thing, is going to cost money, and imposing kind of laws, I think takes away from businesses' ability to have a more free market than it is, right? Like less laws, less government. So it's kind of been put in this thing like, oh, they're trying to push this thing on us, the government, big government, and big trash and all these kind of things. And I think that's kind of the perception. I think that's part of the perception.
Yeah. So there's like, I get mad at everyone for this. So the left, my entire life, and now that I know that, I'm only a year older than you, our entire lives, we're running out of oil. We got to stop producing oil. We got to conserve gas. We're running out of oil. And now the U.S. is the largest producer of oil in the world, apparently. So drill, baby, drill, as Trump says, right? We're producing more oil than we ever have. So that the alarmism that, oh, we got to stop. It's bad, right? It's like, well, from a regular person's standpoint, well, we're producing more than we ever have. It seems to be a never-ending supply, and we've been sounding the bell. We've been raising alarm about climate change, and it's like the world is going to end. It's going to collapse. There's going to be a hole in the ozone layer, and we're just all just going to be vapor in like 1 second. And that may be true, but it doesn't resonate or land with most people. And then on the opposite side, the far right side of the spectrum, it's like they'll implement these practices if it saves them money, but they don't want to brag about it or advertise about it because being environmentally friendly is bad for business. So I don't understand what the holdup is, but that's really where I come at. I try to take, especially now, like the federal government is not, like, it's cut off the funding for U.S. aid. It's cut off the funding for a lot of federal EPA programs that build up waste and recycling infrastructure through executive order. Whether that'll last long term or not is to be seen. Like now, is more than ever, is the time to find those market-based solutions where we can validate and prove that doing the right thing related to your trash through the products that you use or you manufacture, the recyclability, just rooting out waste in the supply chain. If we can make a market case, then it doesn't matter what's happening, if there's government money or not, if there's grant money or not. It doesn't matter which political party's in power. So that's where I kind of look at it. That's my perspective on it.